Good evening, East Alabama. This is the Locker Room. I'm Namath Pitts. I spent the day in Albertville, but we are back in studio today with highlights of two games today from the East Softball Regional Tournament up in Albertville. You will see highlights of Class 1A, Spring Garden. The Panthers got a big win over the Conquerors of Coosa Christian, and also Coach Brian Hess and the Alexandria Valley Cubs were victorious over Gunnersville 17-2. We have highlights of both of those games. Those highlights will be in just a little bit. As always, I do want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. I will be out at Alexandria High School tonight to get highlights of their baseball team's semifinals games against Springville. Coach Zach Welch and the Alexandria Valley Cubs are 2 wins away from punching their ticket to the state championship game at Choccolocco Park and Jacksonville State University. We start our show every single day with our EAN scoreboard. We did it yesterday. We're going to pick back up today with games from yesterday afternoon and get into our 2 games from this morning. So let's go out to our EAN scoreboard from Albertville with Softball Regional and talk about Cherokee County. Now, Madison County defeated Jacksonville in their first game yesterday. Cherokee County was victorious over Cordova. Well, both teams were strong in the circle, but Cherokee County got the 3-2 win. Emma Hill started the game for Cherokee County. She recorded all 21 outs. There was also a single by Hill that put Cherokee County on the board in the top of the second. Anna Sanders doubled, which helped Madison County tie the game at the bottom of the second inning. But in the top of the fourth inning, Cherokee County went back in the lead after Hill doubled and Bristol Bass grounded out, which each scored a run. Hill did get the win for Cherokee County. She allowed 6 hits, 2 runs over 7 innings while striking out 5 and walking 2. Chloe St. Clair took the loss for Madison County. She went 4 innings, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits while striking out 2 and walking 2. Hill seized on her opportunities for Cherokee County. She led them at the plate as she went 2 for 3. As Cherokee County did get the win over Madison County 3-2 and advanced to today's winner's bracket game against White Plains. Speaking of White Plains, though, how did they get to that winner's finale game against against Cherokee County? Well, yeah, they had to go through corner. Coach Munter's team, let me tell you, Layton Arnold had a day yesterday. Hit a home run against North Jackson. Well, she hit 2 home runs and had 6 RBIs as White Plains beat Corner 7-5. She home run in the first inning and the 5th inning. Corner, though, opened up the scoring in the top of the first. They had 2 singles. Ava Tolbert singled, scoring 2 runs. White Plains, though, responded again, 2 runs in the bottom of the first on Layton Arnold's home run. Then White Plains flipped the game on its head in the bottom of the 5th. They scored 5 runs on 6 hits to take a 7-4 lead. Obviously, it was a grand slam to center field by Layton Arnold that drove in 4 that inning. Layton Arnold was in the circle for White Plains. She gave up 4 hits, 1 run over 3 innings, struck out 0, walked 0. Presley Snell took the loss for Corner. She went 6 innings, allowing 7 runs on 9 hits while striking out 3 and walking 1. Offensively, Carly Fritz led things for White Plains. She started the day for them, but she gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. But offensively, Cassidy Arnold was really good. She had 2 hits for White Plains as they got the win over Corner 7-5. All right, how about, talk about a big win. Oxford literally had a big win. The Yellow Jackets won their first game against Mountain Brook. They had to hold off a late surge by Mountain Brook, but they advanced to play Minor, who had, beaten Huffman. And Oxford didn't just beat Minor. They beat them badly. Kaylin Crosley collected 3 hits and 3 at-bats. Crosley hit an inside the park home run in the 3rd inning. She singled in the 4th, singled in the 1st. They scored 13 runs in the 1st inning. Ashlyn Burns singled, scored a run. Reagan Sanders singled, scored 3 runs. Chloe Holsey ground out, scored a run. Madison Murphy hit an inside the park home run, which scored 2 runs. Emma Timms-Becerra doubled, scored a run. Burns drew a walk, scored. Crosby singled, scored. Sanders doubled, scored 2 runs. And Jayla Jackson singled and scored a run. Oxford, big win over Minor 20-5. And currently, as we are recording this, as we are speaking, they are beating Pell City 7-0. So, Coach McKibben's team has not only came out strong in the East Regional, they are a couple outs away from clinching a spot in the state tournament at their home place, Choccolocco Park. All right, let's advance to a game from this morning How about Coach Welch's team, the Spring Garden Panthers? You're going to see highlights of this game later on today. But Spring Garden, as close as them and Coosa Christian are, can you believe they had actually not played yet this year? That's right, they had not played this year. This was their first meeting this season. Coosa Christian took the 17-1 victory. Avery Stewart collected 3 hits and 3 at-bats. She had an inside-the-park home run. She had a double and a single. They scored 12 runs in the second inning. Maggie Reedy singled. Addie Word tripled. Lily McCain doubled. Olivia Law doubled. Stewart doubled. Helena Ingram doubled. Maggie Jarrett doubled. And Word singled. We're going to have highlights of this game again in just a minute. McCain was the starting pitcher for Spring Garden. She gave up 3 hits, 1 run, which was not earned. Pitched 3 innings. Obviously, they only played 3 innings. Struck out 1 and walked 2. Caitlin Clow started in the circle for Coosa Christian. Not a good start for her. She gave up 14 hits and 17 runs, 8 of those earned over 2 innings, as Spring Garden got the big win over Coosa Christian, 17-1. They weren't the only team, though, to get a big win by Mercy Rule. How about the Alexandria Valley Cubs? They came into this game starting a 7th grader. That's what they started on the mound against Guntersville. It was all Valley Cubs as they got the win 17-2. Charlie Paris had a day. Drove in 7 runs on 3 hits. Paris hit a grand slam to center field. She hit 2 triples. They got on the board in the first inning. Brinley Sparks singled. Paris tripled and Jill Cockrell's tripled. The first 3 batters of the game were all walked. Then they added more in the second inning. Reese Carr started the game for Alexandria. Only a 7th grader. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs over 3 innings, struck out 4 and walked 0. Jourdain Davidson took the loss for Guntersville. Went 2 innings, giving up 13 runs, 8 of those earned on 5 hits while walking 8 batters. Alexandria, though, would end up getting 11 walks total as they got the win over Guntersville 17-2. So that is all of the action from yesterday afternoon and this morning. Now, there are more games that are currently happening as we speak. Right now, White Plains and Cherokee County are playing. Cherokee County holds a 1-0 lead. Obviously, the result will be finalized by probably the time you guys are seeing this. Oxford has a big lead on Pell City 7-0. Alexandria is awaiting to play their next game. And for us here at East Alabama Now, we're going to show you these highlights. Of course, we've got our East Alabama Now news tonight, 6:30 p.m. We'll have more on both of these games as well. And then I will make my way out to Alexandria. Going to be a packed house tonight for the baseball semifinals as Springville comes to town. Hey, when we come back, we got highlights as we continue on the Locker Room.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Welcome back into the Locker Room on this Tuesday afternoon. Of course, we were talking about all the action from the East Regional Softball Tournament up in Albertville. A lot of East Alabama teams hit the diamond. We saw a lot of success yesterday, more success this morning for more teams. But when it comes to the word, when we talk about the word success, and you look at this area at successful coaches, Brian Hess has to be one of the first ones, if not the first one that comes to mind. While Brian Hess has been at Alexandria, they have made the playoffs every single year, minus the COVID year. They have over 20-plus now playoff appearances, regional appearances. And his team this year has all of the power, speed, and pitching ability to bring home a 5A state championship. Now, you take Alexandria baseball tonight in the semifinals, Alexandria softball in Albertville. Try to think of the last time that a school has had both the softball and baseball state champion. Well, Alexandria certainly has the talent to do that this season. How good's this team, you ask? Well, why don't you see for yourself? We have the highlights of their game against Guntersville up in Albertville. You see the Alexandria team right there praying in the dugout before they get ready to take the field against Guntersville. 7th grader Reese Carr gets her number called. She's going to be the starter for Alexandria against Guntersville. Head coach Brian Hess meeting with the umpires and Guntersville coach. First play of the game, Alyssa Hunt's going to make the first out of the game for Alexandria. This time there's going to be a fly ball to center field that would be caught by Jill Cockrell. so she gets the out for Alexandria in center field. Speaking of Jill, here she is at the plate. The leadoff hitter for Alexandria is going to draw a walk. Alexandria got 11 walks. We're going to see a lot of them. Here's Christian Hess right here. She draws the walk for Alexandria. Next up, Presley Slayton draws the walk for Alexandria, and all of a sudden they have bases loaded with 3 walks to start the game. That brings up Alyssa Hunt to the plate, and Alyssa Hunt is going to hit a fly ball to center field. It's going to be caught by Maya Fennell of Gunnersville, and she's going to overthrow her catcher, and that's going to score Jill Cockrell from third base as Alexandria takes the lead. Next up, though, Brinley Sparks is going to hit a double to left field. You see her go around first to second, and that's going to score a couple runs for Alexandria as Brinley Sparks gets the double to left field. Next up for Alexandria will be a senior for them, Miss Clancy Bryant, and she's going to hit a fly ball to center field that was caught by Maya Fennell. This time, though, Charlie Paris, the catcher, had quite a monster game. 2 triples. Here's the first one as Charlie Paris hits a triple to right field, and she is safe right there. Next up will be a wild pitch by Gunnersville, and that is going to score Charlie Paris from third base, and they put a crooked number up. They score 7 runs in the first inning. Alexandria, though, still at the plate. Caden Pritchett hits a ground ball to Sophie Porch. She fields it, throws it to first, but Kate Jackson makes an error, so Caden Pritchett is safe at first. The scoring continues. Jill Cockrell this time hits one deep to left field as Jill Cockrell hits a triple. She goes around second, and she is going to be safe at third base as she hits a triple to left field. Next up, though, pass the baton to Christian Hess. Christian Hess is going to hit a ground ball to Grayson White. Grayson White, who fields it and makes the throw to first base for the out. Reese Carr now in the circle. She's going to get Maya Fennell to strike out swinging as the 7th grader gets a strikeout at regionals. This time, Kate Jackson hits a ground ball to Alyssa Hunt. She fields it and throws it to Christian Hess for the out. Now, Madeline Manning hits a single to right field for Gunnersville as they're going to score a run in the second inning and make it 7-1. Alexandria back offensively. Presley Slayton draws a walk for Alexandria. Y'all stay with me. We're going to have a couple walks. Presley Slayton walks. Alyssa Hunt walks. Brinley Sparks walks. And then Charlie Paris, whammy, over center field, grand slam. We got her going around the bases. Charlie Paris hits a grand slam over center field, scores 4 runs for Alexandria. They now lead big over Gunnersville as they are closer and closer to that mercy roll. Charlie Paris hits a grand slam, followed that up by Briley Bryant, who draws a walk for Alexandria, makes her way to first base. And we've said a lot about walks. Well, let's talk about another one. This time, Christian Harris draws a walk for Alexandria. It's a wild pitch that's actually going to score a run for Alexandria as Hess makes her way to first base. Presley Slayton draws the walk for Alexandria. Now she's going to make her way to first base. She gets hit by the pitch. And then Alyssa Hunt's now at the plate. She's going to hit a ground ball to Grayson White, who fields it and makes the throw for the out. More walks. Brinley Sparks draws the walk for Alexandria. They now have 11 walks. And Brinley Sparks goes to first base. Charlie Paris hit a grand slam. She hit a triple. And now she's hit another triple as she hits one to left center. Goes to third base. Charlie Paris with 2 triples and a grand slam. Quite the game for her. And then finally a wild pitch would score Charlie Paris from third base as she goes home. A lot of walks, 11 of them. Grand slam, 2 triples from Charlie Paris. Alexandria starts their regional with a 17-2 victory over Gunnersville. So Coach Brian Hess's team advanced to the next game in the winners bracket, where they will be looking to advance to the winners finale tomorrow and be 1 win away from qualifying for the state tournament right here in Oxford at Chockalacca Park, which is taking place next week. It's only Tuesday, and I got to be honest with you guys, it feels like Friday. It can't get here fast enough for me. Long day at Albertville yesterday, long day at Albertville today, making the drive back in studio, getting ready to go to Alexandria tonight. We've got Oxford baseball tomorrow at home in the semifinals. Pack out Chockalacca Park as they host Hartselle, number 1 and number 2 in 6A. You got more softball happening Thursday. Guys, don't forget about the Donahoe Falcons soccer team, Jacksonville girls soccer team. They're playing tomorrow in Huntsville in the Final Four, looking to make the state championship game, which would be on Friday. So I could end up in Huntsville on Friday. A lot's going on. But you know what? We embrace it here at East Alabama Now. Our goal is to bring you the latest, most up-to-date highlights, interviews, and up-to-date news taking place. Hey, we had not just one blowout this morning. We had 2. Coach Welch has built a powerhouse at Spring Garden, a team that is used to winning We have the highlights of the Spring Garden Panthers. When we come back, stay with us as we continue on the Locker Room.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings.
We continue on the Locker Room. I'm Namath Pitts. Welcome in on this Tuesday afternoon. Hey, if this is your first time watching us here at East Alabama Now, I want to remind you again. I try to drill it in your head so you can't forget. I hope that when you go to sleep tonight and you're staring at the ceiling, all you hear is like East Alabama Now, like East Alabama Now, like East Alabama Now. Hit that like button, guys. It doesn't take but a second to like and follow us here at East Alabama Now. Again, we're covering the Calhoun, Cleveland County, Etowah County areas. I've been up in Albertville at the East Regional Softball Tournament. We started the day today with the Spring Garden Panthers and the Coosa Christian Conquerors. Now, you've heard from the Coosa Christian Conquerors a lot here lately because their baseball team is in the semifinals. Well, their softball team clinched a spot at regionals. And for Coach Walsh and the Spring Garden Panthers, they are a force to be reckoned with. Big game going on against Skyline right now as we speak, as they're looking to advance to the winners finale and be one win away from playing at Choccolocco Park. But Spring Garden started their day with a massive win over the Coosa Christian Conquerors. Now, Coosa Christian is not far from Spring Garden, but they had not played yet this season. Now, one thing I did notice about Spring Garden today that stood out to me is they can hit the ball. They drove it to left field a lot. Also, great hospitality from Spring Garden. I was over next to the dugout, and they were offering me water or something to drink, so great hospitality from the Spring Garden Panthers. They're pretty good. I want you to see for yourself. Let's go back out to Albertville to Sand Mountain Park for the East Regional Softball highlights of the Spring Garden Panthers and Coosa Christian Conquerors. Lily McCain in the circle for Spring Garden. Jillian Delp hits a ground ball to Helena Ingram, who pulls the double play for Spring Garden. Now Coosa Christian in the field. Caitlin Claw is going to be the starter for Coosa Christian in the circle. All right, first up, Avery Stewart for Spring Garden hits one deep left center, and she's going to go around second. Avery Stewart's going to make her way around third, and she is going to go home as Avery Stewart hits an inside the park home run for the Spring Garden Panthers. Next up, Helena Ingram's going to hit a pop-up, and it would be caught by Coosa Christian's Jillian Delp in foul territory for the out. Next up, Maggie Reedy, and she is going to hit one to deep left field. Reedy's going to make her way around first. She's going to look to go three. And Maggie Reedy makes her way into third base as she hits a triple to left field. Speaking of Maggie Jarrett hits one down the third base line, and that is going to end up being an RBI double as she goes into second base safely. Now it's going to be Layla Ingram at the plate for Spring Garden. She's going to draw the walk, and she goes to first base, immediately steals and goes to second, and she will be safe at second base on the walk. Now up at the plate for Spring Garden, it's Addie Word. Addie Word's going to hit a ground ball to Ruby Moats. She fields it, but it will be an error by Coosa, and Addie Word is going to be safe at first base. Now at the plate for Spring Garden, it's the pitcher Lily McCain. She's going to strike out swinging, but it's a drop third strike. She's going to run to first base. We got a little collision. Obviously the ball's not in the glove, so Lily McCain is safe at first. And how about Spring Garden going to go around third into home? They're going to be safe at first and score a run on that. This time, though, Jillian Delp's going to field the ground ball for Coosa, throw it to first base for the out. That's going to be followed up by a pop-up by Spring Garden that would be caught by Ruby Moats as Coosa Christian gets out of the inning. We talked about the Coosa pitcher, Caitlin Clow. She's going to hit one this time that is going to be a deep infield single. The runner's safe at second. Caitlin gets the single for Coosa Christian. Spring Garden still in the field. Coosa got runners in position. Helena Ingram, though, is going to make a great play. Look at the great field play, the great throw. She gets the out, and Spring Garden prevents Coosa Christian from scoring. Avery Stewart back at the plate. She's going to hit one this time right over the infield, and that is going to be a single for Avery Stewart. Next up is Maggie Reedy again, who y'all saw a big hit from earlier. This time she's going to hit one down the third base line. That's going to go into the outfield. She's going to get a single, looking to go two. Going to come back. Waits. Now she's going to go two. Wait, no. Yep, I'm going. She's safe at second base. Great play by Maggie Reedy right there, reading the infielder. Speaking of Maggie Jarrett, she hits one to left field. It goes under the fielder, and she's going to go all the way around home. I'm not sure if they gave her a home run or a error on the outfielder. Needless to say, Maggie Jarrett ends up at home. All right, we got a lot of hits to left field. Let's start. Layla Ingram. She's going to go around second. She's going to go to third. Layla Ingram gets a triple to left field. Addie Word says, whatever you do, Layla, I can do too. Speaking of Addie Word, here she is. She hits one to left field. She's going to go around first base. Going to look for two. No, she's going three. And Addie Word hits a triple to left field. A back-to-back triples to left field for the Panthers. Lily McCain says, if y'all want to go to left field, I'll go there too. Hey, everybody meet at left field tonight. Well, that's what Spring Garden did right here is Lily McCain hits a double to left field. She goes into two. All right, so we got three people that are now at the meeting in left field. Well, Lily McCain's there, Layla Ingram's there, Addie Word's there. Olivia Law wants to be there too. She goes to left field. Now all of a sudden we got something cooking. Four people that are going to left field. We're going to keep going there? Well, that's up to Avery Stewart. Does she want to meet you guys there? Yep, she does. She's going to left field. That's 5 straight hits to left field for Spring Garden. Avery Stewart this time is going to get a double as she goes into second. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people there. I think that's enough. Helena Ingram says, I think not. She wants to join in. She goes to left field. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spring Garden Panthers have now hit the left field. Anybody else want to go to left field? Maggie Jarrett says, 2 roads diversion in the woods. I took the right one. She goes to right field. And Maggie Jarrett hits a deep infield double to right field. So, here we go. Now Alyssa Elliott, though, is going to get the pop-up catch for Coosa Christian. So we had a lot of left field. Addie Word says, I'm not done yet. I'm going back to left field if she hits a single to left field. And then Coosa Christian, though, they scored 1 run, and it came right here on Jillian Delp. She hit an RBI single deep in the infield as that scored a run and gave Coosa Christian their only run of the game. Jillian Delp got the RBI, and then Lily McCain gets Malia Crane to strike out swinging to end the game as Spring Garden got the big mercy roll win over Coosa Christian and advanced in the winners bracket to play Skyline, who, by the way, is one of the top teams in Class 1A. It was a busy day from Albertville, certainly a packed one. You've seen the highlights of Alexandria and Spring Garden, 2 great teams that are sure to make runs and hopefully be playing here in Oxford next week at the state tournament at Choccolocco Park. Hey, don't forget about our East Alabama Now news tonight. I'll have more on both of those games. Also preview the state semifinals games tonight for Alexandria and Westbrook Christian baseball. But that's going to do it for us today. Hope you'll join me back here tomorrow for highlights of Alexandria and Springville baseball. I'm Namath Pitts. Thank you for watching The Locker Room.